Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at what I honestly think is a profound wake up call about the silent destroyer of human potential. Yeah, we're talking about comfort and why staying perfectly safe might actually be the absolute most dangerous thing you can do. It's just a fascinating look into human psychology and those tiny choices we make every single day. Okay, let's dive into this. The source material we're unpacking today kicks off with this incredibly heavy existential realization. The saddest thing about most people is that they never even discover what they were truly capable of. Really think about that for a second. The tragedy isn't that they try and fail. No, it's that they literally never even find out. And why? Well, because they spend their entire lives trapped inside comfort. They do the exact same things, think the exact same thoughts, and avoid the exact same risks day in and day out. Section 1. The Trap of Comfort. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we constantly redefine our fears just to make ourselves feel better. People absolutely love to say they're just being realistic when they decide not to chase a goal or take a big leap. But being realistic, it's usually just fear disguised as logic. Honestly, it's essentially the adult version of the dog ate my homework. It's this incredibly convenient, rational-sounding excuse to completely avoid taking any real risks. And here's the truly dangerous part about comfort zones. They don't feel dangerous at all. If they did, we'd run away from them. Instead, they feel completely safe. They're highly predictable, they're relaxing, and that is exactly why they are so lethal to your potential. Because they don't set off any internal alarm bells, they slowly and quietly destroy your future without you even noticing, usually until it's way too late. Let's actually walk through exactly how this happens psychologically. It's a step-by-step destructive loop. Step 1. You face a challenge and you choose to avoid the discomfort. Boom. Step 2, your brain instantly rewards you with a hit of temporary relief. You feel safe again. But step 3 is where the trap snaps shut. Over time, that relief literally becomes an addiction. You stop challenging yourself. You stop trying new things entirely. And finally, step 4, slowly, your life just shrinks down, becoming smaller and smaller, while your excuses become bigger and bigger. Section 2, why we choose familiarity. And this brilliantly illustrates a really shocking psychological reality driving all of this. See, evolutionarily, our brains were wired to prioritize survival over happiness. Because of that, the human brain fundamentally values familiarity far, far more than it values growth. It's crazy, but given the choice, your brain will actually prefer a known pain over an unknown opportunity. This psychological glitch explains so much about human behavior, doesn't it? Just look at where we get stuck in the real world. People will endure toxic jobs, unhealthy relationships, and mind-numbingly boring routines for years. Why? Definitely not because they're happy. They endure these miserable situations simply because it's familiar. To our flawed biological wiring, familiarity just feels safer than change, even when that familiarity is actively making you completely miserable. So the crucial point is, potential means absolutely nothing if fear controls your decisions. Honestly, it's one of the biggest tragedies of human life. Your talent, it means nothing. Your dreams, totally meaningless if you just keep choosing comfort over growth. Section 3, confidence comes after action. All right, here is a harsh but incredibly inspiring truth. The life you want exists outside the habits you repeat every single day. The reason most people never reach that life is because they constantly try to negotiate with discomfort. You literally have to break your current daily cycle to reach your goals. There's just no way around it. We're held back by this massive delusion. The myth is that you should negotiate with discomfort and wait to feel ready. You wait for confidence to magically arrive. You wait around for the perfect moment. But the reality, action must come first. Confidence is built after you take action, not before it. It's the result, not the prerequisite. Let's move to and see how this builds into an actual timeline of transformation. Look at the true progression here. First, you take action. Second, you immediately feel discomfort. And listen closely. That discomfort does not mean you're failing. It is literally a biological signal that you are evolving. Then, third, comes the confidence. And finally, step 4, true growth. Growth only happens when you step into those situations that make you uncomfortable. Think about it. Every major transformation in life proves this timeline. Learning a brand new skill, starting a new project, or standing up and speaking in public, which for most of us is slightly more terrifying than wrestling a bear.
All of it feels incredibly uncomfortable at first, but here's what you have to remember. That discomfort is temporary, while regret can last forever. One day, you're either going to thank yourself for taking risks or you're going to hate yourself for playing it safe.
Section 4. The ultimate choice. It all comes down to daily actions versus daily intentions. The author makes this profound point. Your future is being written by your daily actions, not your good intentions. Intentions don't change lives. Actions do. If you spend your days protecting yourself from discomfort, you really need to realize that you are simultaneously protecting yourself from success, from growth, from confidence, and from the exact life you could have had.
Which brings us to the most common question we all ask ourselves when we're facing the unknown. What if I fail? The source text challenges us to completely stop asking this. You've got to flip your perspective entirely, because honestly, failing is absolutely not the scariest outcome here.
If the truths we uncovered in this explainer hit you hard today, please do not ignore them. The very moment you stop worshiping comfort, your life finally begins to change. If you want more mind-shifting content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. But right now, before you go, flip your perspective and stop asking, what if I fail? Start asking yourself a far, far more terrifying question. What if I never try?